Laser sights increase confidence regardless of experience level, whether you're learning the fundamentals or overcoming aging eyes. Crimson Trace, making laser sight standard equipment. Visit crimsontrace.com to find a dealer near you.
He rode out of Louisiana territory, and with his gun slung low and his microphone held high, he brought truth to a savage land. And the legend grew. Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
Welcome back. Tom Gresham here. 866 Talk Gun gets you in there. We'll be talking some of our guests here in just a few minutes. And a little bit later this hour, I want to talk to you about something that started last week. I got fed up. I got tired and got angry. And I decided to do something about something. And you're a part of that. And we'll be talking about that. There's something we can do that will save some lives. And we'll bring that to you in about 15, 20 minutes. We have a caller's been on hold, and I appreciate your patience, Tom, on line 3 out of Florida. Hey, Tom, you are on Gun Talk. Go for it, man.
Mr. Gresham, I have a range report about the Heritage 22 with that Calibri ammo. Okay. I called you about a couple of weeks ago. It got turned on to.
Right.
But before I sing the praises of that nice little $130 22, if you're going to shoot at your backyard in the subdivision, even though it's not very loud, you might want to take your air rifle and have it by just in case a nosy neighbor or a uniformed officer shows up, because my Gammo air rifle makes more noise than that 22 Calibri ammo.
This is the for those who don't know, we're talking about the Aguila ammo Calibri. It is a subsonic, super quiet 22 caliber round you can shoot in your regular 22 rifles. All right, so tell me about the rifle and tell me about your experience with this ammo.
Well, the ammo's great. You cannot use it in a semi-auto because it has no energy to work the spring. Right. So I followed your instructions, and I went out and I found a Heritage and got my wife to buy me a Heritage for my birthday. $130. Best $130 anybody can spend. Go get this, and the little single-action 22 Cowboy, put it in your gun safe, and anyone who's never shot that you want to take to the range, get a box of the Calibri, that little $130 Heritage with a 4-inch barrel, and a friend of mine has a wife, doesn't like guns. Now she is hog wild. He went out and bought her that little 4-inch barrel Heritage, and a brick of that Calibri, and she is turned into loving shooting.
When you try to describe to someone the sound, because people say, oh, yeah, it's quiet. And I go, yeah, I know. Everybody's shot like 22 shorts, and they say they're quieter than 22 longs.
Cap gun. It's about a cap gun like you had as a kid.
It's about like a cap gun out of a pistol, out of a handgun. Out of a rifle, it's even quieter than that. It's like tick. I mean, it's like nothing. It's crazy because all the powder has been burnt long before the bullet exits the barrel on a rifle, and you hear this click, and then you hear the bullet impact on hitting the paper or the steel or whatever it is down there. It's pretty crazy how quiet it is. Now, it's not a long-range round. It doesn't have enough energy for that, but out to, 20, 25 yards, it'd be fine.
Sure. I mean, my paintball gun makes more noise than this stuff.
No, you're not exaggerating. I want people to understand, you're not exaggerating. It really does. Airsoft guns make more noise than this does.
Yeah. My Gamma 17 caliber makes more noise than this stuff. But she didn't like guns at all, and he went out and bought the one in the 4-inch barrel for $130. These things go for. Everybody should go buy one and throw it in their gun safe with a brick of that Calibri. And you got someone who doesn't like guns or never shot. This is the perfect starter gun for everybody. There's no recoil. There's hardly any bang.
Yeah, it's hardly exactly. Hey, Tom, look, I got to run. I appreciate it. It's an exciting range report. It's the Calibri ammo that makes it work for you. I mean, and if you've got a revolver, it'll work in that. If you have a single shot, bolt action, a lever action rifle, it'll work in that. It's just not enough power because there's no powder in it. It's primer powered. It's not going to operate the action of a semi-auto. Tell you what, You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a quick break now. Kyle, don't go anywhere. I'm going to get to you. When we come back, we're going to be talking about gun safes and some things that you might want to add to your last-minute Christmas list. We've got some cool stuff coming up for you. We'll take a quick break now. That'll give us time on the backside. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk. When someone leaves you their gun collection, you may want a few, but what do you do with the rest? How do you sell them? Who do you call? Well, I call Johnny Dury at Dury's Guns. Whether you're selling one gun or 500, they'll tell you what it's worth and write you a check. Simple, quick, easy, fair. I trust Dury's Guns. Give them a call. DurysGuns.com.
The pistol that redefined pocket carry just got even better. The Ruger LCP2 has improved sights, an easy-to-rack slide, a larger textured grip surface for a secure grip and recoil reduction, and a short, crisp, single-action trigger pull for real-world accuracy. It's so small and light that there's no reason to ever leave home without your LCP2. A serious pistol in a pint-sized package. Learn more about the LCP2 at Ruger.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at GalleryofGuns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. GalleryofGuns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
I'm such a gun geek. During the commercial breaks, I'm listening to the commercial going, well, that sounds cool. So I'm going on the internet. I'm actually going to our sponsor sites and going, oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that. Speaking of which, one of our sponsors here, one of the great folks we've been working with, they really have educated me a ton on the whole idea of gun safes and what works and what you should look for and all the rest of it. The folks at Liberty Safe. Kyle Clouse joins us right now. Kyle, thank you for joining us. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks for having me on your show again. Always a pleasure to be a part of your show, and you're doing some great things and spreading education about the gun industry and what's going on.
Well, I appreciate you. We got a new project I'll be talking about here shortly. It's going to be important. It's going to be a long-term project, but nobody else is doing it, so we'll jump on that. We'll clue you guys in on that at some point pretty soon here. But one of the things I wanted to do is, I know you guys have a lot of things going on, but you have sales, promos, and it's that kind of that time of year. And I know some people are going to say, well, I wouldn't buy somebody a several $1,000 gun safe for a present, but you also have much smaller things that would work very well as a gift.
Yeah, we've got some great stocking stuffers going on right now. Perfect for dad or mom. We've got our HDX 250 handgun vault on sale for $199. We've got a tactical rifle handgun combo case, which is also on sale, and our magnetic handgun cases are also on sale. So these are great presents that someone can pick up last minute, put under the tree or next to the stocking, and dads and moms both alike really like getting these.
Absolutely. And if people don't know, these handgun safes you have, like, was it the HDX 250?
Yeah.
Yeah. These things are awesome. If you want to, this is not like a little cheap metal box with a lock. This is a real safe or vault, if you will, that'll hold your handgun. Got biometrics. The things that give you, Kyle, I think what it is, to some extent, yes, you get security, but one of the things you really get out of it is peace of mind. You think, okay, I've got my gun in there. Now I don't have to worry about, the kids coming in or a visitor or somebody coming in. I know it's locked up, it's secure, but at the same time, I can get to it quickly. And what'd you say? It's $198 or something?
$199, yeah. And it's, what's important to mention as well, Tom, is as we're coming into the holiday season, you have a lot of visitors, a lot of family members coming over, and we're always talking about, our guns potentially getting into the wrong hands and making sure that we have them locked up. One of the things we've been talking a lot about at Liberty Safe as well is even with our HDX 250 or our larger safes, make sure your medications are locked up, your prescription medications. That's a huge deal going on right now.
Yes, it is.
You don't want those getting in the wrong hands.
It's funny you mention that because I never used to think about that. And you think, everybody, all your friends, everybody, there's no problems there except that you don't really know who has a problem. And it's not just kids, it's adults. And you got the whole opioid deal going on. And somebody goes back to the bathroom and they're rummaging through the medicine cabinet. And, take your prescription medicines and put them in there. That's a great, I never, ever would have thought of that, but that's brilliant.
Yeah, they're more than just for our vaults and our safes are more than just for guns. I mean, we have college students who buy our HDX 250 and put it in their college dorm so they can lock up their iPads and money and anything else that they want to keep secure. So there's a lot of versatile reasons why someone would want to get one of our smaller handgun vaults or one of our even a larger safe to lock up memorabilia, prescription medications, anything that you cannot replace or that would be very difficult to replace should be locked up.
Yeah, I'm looking on your website right now. The HDX 250 regularly MSRP is $279 now, $199.99. That's pretty crazy. I can get that right now. All right, and I know I jumped into the middle of it, and you probably had some other things you wanted to talk about, but I just wanted to get this out there because I think these are so important, and you guys got such cool and high quality. I guess that's the other part of it because there's a lot of little safes out there, but you guys make the high quality stuff.
Yeah, we really take pride in making the best product on the market, built in the USA, and we take a lot of pride in that as well. In fact, you've been out to our factory in Payson, Utah, and we want to make sure that the product that we're putting in our consumers' hands does what we say it does. We torture test, we fire test. We do all sorts of things to our safes so that when someone buys our product, they're buying with confidence. And our products last a lifetime. When you buy one of our safes, it's something that you're going to be passing on to your kids and grandkids. And we want to make sure that.
And we've been there. I mean, we've been there. We've shot them with guns. We've rolled them down mountains. We've blown them up. We have put them in huge ovens and basically set them on fire so that with another safe, everything inside burned up, and inside yours it did not. I mean, it's amazing the testing you guys do. Okay, so that's all cool. You guys, great products. So what are you talking about right now? What's the promotion? What do people need to know about?
So right now, I mean, this is actually going off. So first and foremost, we have 18 months interest-free on approved credit running through the end of the year all the way through December 31st. So really no excuse why anyone can't get their hands on a high-quality Liberty safe. But that's 18 months interest-free going on right now. Today, this is actually going off tomorrow morning. If you go on our website, you can pick up a loaded Centurion 24 in textured black for $7.99, and it comes with our high-tech electronic lock, beautiful 3-spoke door handle, and an interior door storage panel. So all those upgrades for $7.99 on a loaded Centurion 24, or you can get a loaded Colonial 50 in textured bronze for $20.99, and that comes with an outlet kit, electronic lock, and Clearview light wand kit. So we got $400 worth of upgrades, and it's on sale for $20.99, and with the 18 months interest-free, a great deal. Okay. And then tomorrow, go ahead, Tom.
No, I was going to, but let's because I know people are saying, "Oh, yeah, that's great," but you can't buy a gun safe over the internet. I mean, where am I going to go pick that up? How's that going to work?
Yeah, so that's a great question. You can buy it on the internet at libertysafe.com, and during the checkout process, we're going to ask for your address, and then it's going to give you a list of your local dealers. You're going to select your dealer, and at which point you'll select your delivery and installation options. Our dealers deliver and install. I mean, it's really hands-off. All you have to do is point a finger on where you want your safe to go, and our dealers will get it there. And so when you buy a safe on LibertySafe.com, we get that safe over to your local dealer that you selected checkout, and then that dealer calls you to schedule a delivery and installation time. And again, you just point to where you want the safe to go, and that's where they place it.
I mean, I know it's just that way because I did exactly that. We got, I know you know Mike Ward. We got Mike Ward's Liberty Safe in our area here, and called him, and then their guys, they roll over, they take it off the back of the truck, they put it on the safe dolly, they roll it in. These huge guys who know how to do this stuff, and they're real careful with it. And you go right there. They go right there. And they, do you want it on the pallet or no? You tell them, you go, just whatever it is you want. They set it up. I mean, it really is that easy. And I know people going, yeah, really? No, really, it is that easy. I've done it. Yeah,
it's really hands off. We want it to be. I mean, we're talking about 1,000-pound to 1,500 pound metal container. So we want it to be as stress-free and as easy for our consumers as we possibly can make it. And we rely heavily on our dealer network. We have over 400 dealers nationwide, and we rely heavily on them because they're the ones that we count on to get that safe safely delivered and discreetly delivered to the home of our customers.
Here's a question that just popped up. Somebody says, would you ship to somebody's home, or does it have to go through a dealer?
It has to be through a dealer. Yeah, we don't do any drop ships straight from a truck. We do ship them to the dealer, but you always have the option to pick up at dealers. But our dealers, just to clarify this too, our dealers will do a curbside delivery and just drop it off right here.
So they will drop it off if you want to do that.
Yep.
All right. Now, I interrupted you. You said there's something starting tomorrow. What's that?
Right. So tomorrow morning, our Loaded Centurion 24 and Loaded Colonial 50, they go off. That sell is done tomorrow morning. And what goes up tomorrow morning is we've got a 1776 model. It's our brand new 1776 model with the military-style locking bars. We've got them with a very high-gloss gray and white, high-gloss paint finish. And so you can pick them up for a great price tomorrow through the end of I don't have the end date on it, but it does begin tomorrow. You can get a 1776 in high-gloss gray or high-gloss white and get the 18 months interest-free. And here's what's great, too, is when you're going through the checkout process and you're selecting your delivery and installation option, all of that can be included in your when you choose the financing option at checkout. All that can be included in your financing. And it's no money down, 0% APR on approved credit for 18 months, and you really perfect time to pick up a perfect gift.
And I got to tell you, for a long time, I didn't have gun safes. And I just had guns, and they were in closets, and they were, you know how it is. You got them stuffed everywhere. And every time, and I'm not kidding you, this is real, every time I left the house, had to go on a trip, I just felt sick thinking about somebody might break in. And once I got my first Liberty Safe, and I had my guns in it when I left, it was a completely different feeling when I was away. I just didn't worry. Peace of mind is not a small thing. It's a real feeling, and it just made a difference for me.
Oh, well, peace of mind. I mean, we're always talking about, especially in the Second Amendment community, we're always talking about freedom and maintaining our freedoms. Well, peace of mind is also freedom. And, you're free from worry and concern when you leave your home, not wondering if there's a fire or disaster of some sort or a break-in where your guns and ammo and valuables are going to be taken away. So really, when we talk about freedom, that peace of mind is a key role in that because that is freedom.
And think about this. And also, we're the good guys. We don't want the bad guys to have our guns. I mean, to go do bad things with them. So there's also that aspect of it.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, we talked earlier about prescription medications. Right. We don't want our guns, our ammo, our valuables, our collectibles, our prescription medications. We don't want them getting into the wrong hands. And the best way that you can prevent that from happening is to buy a Liberty Safe.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much, man. You guys are up to a lot of stuff, a lot of cool things. The website is libertysafe.com, really easy. You got the promos going. You got one going on today that goes off tonight, and then one that starts again tomorrow, so people can jump right on there. Tell the guys there hello for me. You got great people that work for you, I know.
Okay, will do. Thanks, Tom.
All right, you take care. Kyle Clouse, Liberty Safe. Yeah, what's your story? I mean, whether it's a Liberty Safe or another safe, when you got your first safe, I mean, I describe it, I know it sounds like sales pitch, but it really was a real thing because I travel a lot. I go away for work, and I'm away from the house, and it bothered me. It worried me. And when I got my first safe, you'll notice first. It's always your first. You may not know it, but it'll be the first because there may be one after that. Typically, because we end up getting one that's too small. That's our problem because we can't imagine, well, I don't need one that big. Yeah, you do. Get one bigger than you think you're going to need. But anyway, when you got your first safe, how did that work for you? Yeah, I'd love to know that. 866-TALK-GUN. All right, real quickly. I talked last week about the deal of police rolling in on an active shooter call and shooting the wrong guy. I think that's pretty much what we know now happened in Hoover, Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. And I got upset about it, and I got mad about it. And it's happened several times. The good guys are killing good guys, are shooting good guys. And what can we, all of us, gun owners, concealed carry folks, and police officers, law enforcement, do about it? I didn't see anybody do anything about it. So I started something. So I made some calls. And I jumped on. I talked to some top trainers. I talked to some law enforcement folks. I talked to training facilities. I talked to gun rights groups. And the Second Amendment Foundation, we put out a release on it talking about we need to start a national conversation on this. And we, on our side, we're going to be putting out messaging because we at Gun Talk Media, we know how to do that, whether it's videos or TV spots or PSAs or radio. But we're also going to be working with trainers. We're going to be working with law enforcement agencies and trainers there to start talking about how do we prevent this. Nobody wants it to happen. The cops don't want it to happen. Conscientious cops don't want to be shooting the wrong people. So we're on this. We're starting the ball rolling, and I'm opening the floor for comments and suggestions. If you have some thoughts, what we can do, things that might work, avenues that we could pursue. Who should we talk to? What should we do? 866-TALK-GUN. I may have started this, but I can't do this. It's going to take all of us working on it, and we need some smart things going on. That's where I need your help. 866-TALK-GUN. What can we do? What do you think?
Honey, does this holster make me look fat?
The right answers to the tough questions on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk.
Hey, I need your help. The Sportsman Channel, where we have our Guns and Gear television show, and Gun Venture, they have a competition each year, kind of a fan favorite host and favorite series for the Outdoorsman Award, Outdoor Channel and Sportsman Channel. If you get a minute, run over to sportsmanchannel.com/vote. That's sportsmanchannel.com/vote and vote for Guns and Gear and Gun Venture. And maybe me or Ryan for favorite host. Can't hurt. We appreciate it. It's fun to do this stuff, but it is kind of fun to try to get into one of these deals. I mentioned earlier that I've started this program, just very early on. I'll just kind of give you the quick notes on it, then we'll run to the phones. We got some people lined up right now. We had another case, was a week and a half ago. Actually, I think it was on Thanksgiving. Cops roll in. Active shooter situation, hit them all. See a guy with a gun, shoot him, kill him. Turns out it's not the shooter. It's a good guy with a gun. Concealed carry guy. Yes, we need to train concealed carriers what to do, and we're trying to do that. We also need to work with police officers and their trainers and their departments about that. My sense is they don't get much training along those lines. They do get training about, okay, if it's a traffic stop and it's a concealed carry person, what do you do? But in terms of the idea that not everybody you see with a gun is a bad guy. So I called some friends of mine. You'll recognize some names. Called Ken Campbell, had a nice talk with him. He's the director of operations at Gunsight. Ken says, yes, absolutely, we're there. I called Masada Ayub. Absolutely, we're there. Of Chris Serino, absolutely, we're there. Top trainers, law enforcement background. Chris Serino, federal law enforcement. Dave Spalding, who we've done videos with, law enforcement trainer of the year. He said, yeah, what do you need, Tom? Let's go. It's a good idea. Let's go. That's about as far as we've gotten. If you have some ideas on what we can do, what we should do, what the emphasis should be, I'm wide open. Because right now it's wide open. We don't even have a name for this thing. I'm way premature to even talk about it. But it's important, and I'm mad, and I'm upset, and I'm worried because this problem is going to get worse. We have more than 17 million people with carry permits and probably another 2, 3, who knows how many, who carry in states where it's constitutional carry, where you don't have to have a permit. Call it 20 million people who can or do carry guns. The police are going to run into them more and more often. We must prepare for that. All of us involved in this, all the good guys. Working on it. I'll keep it posted on this as we go forward, okay? Let's see here. Oh, line 3. That was Eli, I believe it is. Eli is in Medford, Oregon.
Yes, I'm calling in response to the story you gave about, I came in the middle of it, you were talking about they were going to give kids in the classroom hockey pucks to throw at a shooter, something like that? This
was at Oxford University in Michigan, given, Oakland, yeah, thank you. Oakland University in Michigan is given faculty and I think students also issuing them hockey pucks so they could throw at active shooters, yes.
Okay, so I agree with everything you said, and I think we should notice that they are conceding the point that individuals need to be able to defend themselves. And I think we should jump on that and say, good idea. Yes, you're right. Individuals should be able to defend themselves. So let's see how this goes. Let me see. I've got a shotgun or whatever. You've got some hockey pucks. That might not work out too good. But don't worry. We can upgrade this. But start out by acknowledging the win there.
That's an interesting aspect because, yeah, they're basically acknowledging, okay, you must fight back. If the other things don't work, you fight back, which is kind of what we've been saying all along. Do everything you can to prevent it from happening. But once they're in the room and the hiding isn't working and the running away isn't working, you have to fight back. And to your point, they're saying, well, okay, it's okay to fight back, but they're going to give them ineffective tools. We're saying, well, let's go with an upgrade on this thing. Let's give them an effective tool and the training to use it.
Yeah, so instead of calling them stupid, bring them along. It's like, hey, that's a good idea, fight back. Okay, well, how can we improve that?
I like it. That's a great approach, okay. Eli. We're going to go with it. Right. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I did get an email from Stu on the hockey puck idea, and you can tell Stu is an absolute gun geek. He wants to know, are those pucks in P or plus P? I don't know. We'll have to take a more in-depth look into that. Kevin's with us too, out of Prosper, I believe it is, or Proper, maybe, Texas. Hey, Kevin.
Hi. No, that's Prosper.
Prosper,
you got it right.
Was. Okay. All right. Good deal.
Yes. Okay. I just called to give you a range report on that new XDM 10 millimeter. I'm one of those guys that they aimed it at.
Yeah.
That's been asking for it for ages because I've had a Glock 20 for ages, but the big frame Glocks just do not fit my hands.
Okay, well, you're the guy I want to hear from because I want to hear from somebody who has experience with the Glock 20, which is kind of the prototype of the full-size, double-stack 10-millimeter big gun and the brand-new Springfield Armory XDM in 10-millimeter. So what's your take?
I have them both, and the XDM beats the Glock hands down, in my opinion. Then again, I've got quite a few XDMs, too, in just about every caliber they make. But I've always been a fan of the 10-millimeter. And I got it 2 weeks ago and immediately took it to the range. I had partial boxes of about 5 different brands, and it ate everything, including my own hand loads. So I'm thrilled with it.
How does it compare when you're trying to explain to someone the recoil on the full-size Springfield XDM and 10-millimeter? How do you explain to them? Because people are going to say, oh, man, that thing kicks. You go, okay, well, so what do you tell them?
Well, if you can handle a plus P45 ACP, you can definitely handle 10-millimeter. I mean, it's I've got both in the Springfield, and it's just that.
Well, you know, the other thing is,
I can't tell the difference.
This is a big gun. It's got a full-size grip. You've got a lot of real estate to grab onto. And the other thing people forget, when you load it up and you've got 15 rounds of 10mm in it, it becomes heavy, and that helps with recoil.
Oh, absolutely. It sure does. I mean, it's soft. I was expecting it to be much rougher than it was. It's just smooth.
Would it be overstating it to say what we really have now is a gun based on 20 years of, because the Glock 20's been out for 20 years, I guess, something like that.
Something like, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we're just got another generation newer using all the new stuff that we know of ergonomic design and everything else in pistols.
Yeah, the XD series, the whole series just fits my hands in exactly the way the Glock doesn't.
Perfect. I love it. Great range report. And by the way, I do love that pistol. We're not letting that one get away. It's every once in a while we get one and going, yeah, no, I know it's a T&E, test and evaluate, but yeah, what's the invoice on this one? We'll see you check. Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Quick break here. 866-TALK-GUN. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, and that's going to give you time to call us, give us your range report.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
Perhaps more than any other landscape, wetlands embody the life-giving abundance that nature has to offer. And perhaps more than any other organization, Ducks Unlimited is working to ensure that our continent's wetlands not only survive, but thrive for generations well beyond this one. The time is now to band together. The time is now to rescue our wetlands.
Before computers, before engines and automobiles and roads, before all of this, there was the land, a great ocean of land with mountains black as night, standing guard over all that is and was and forever will be. This is the Black Hills of South Dakota, the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth.
Visit black-hills.com for more information.
Back with you, Tom Gresham, 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. Let's see here. Let's go to Toby on line 1 out of Fort Worth. Hey, Toby, you're on Gun Talk.
Hiya, Tom. We've spoken a time or two, and I just want to say I, as a fellow broadcaster, appreciate what you bring to air every week. I really do.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Listen, so the dialogue I want to engage you and your listeners with is a bit contentious, but I also feel, as a shooter and a collector, I think it's relevant. And I just want to know, Tom, if we can open an intelligent dialogue on the bump stock ban that's been proposed by our commander-in-chief, who I am.
I'm afraid we're going to get the bump stock ban. I think that's coming. I think Trump's going to basically, he doesn't understand you can't give the gun banners anything and hope that they're happy and go away. They just go, yeah, that's great. Now here's what we actually want.
Oh dear. Well, my father was a pioneer in injection engineering-grade thermoplastics, Zytel, Delron, all of the DuPont products.
Oh.
And one of the more popular, or the singular most popular bump stock is made out of Zytel plastic. It's a great plastic. It's very strong.
Okay.
It has a high tensile strength to it. But, Tom, I just can't get behind the idea that a piece of injection-molded plastic attached to, you want to call an AR a sporting rifle or a black gun, that's fine. That's not my point here. My question and my concern is, does that attachment, a piece of simple injection-molded plastic, once attached to a semi-automatic rifle, does that make it a machine gun? And I'd like you to pose that to your listening audience, and I really would like an intelligent...
Here's what's really going on. I mean, here's what's really going on. There's more to it than that, and it's actually more troubling, because if we can have a ban on something just because the president says, yeah, we're going to go do this, it's not a law passed. Nobody passed a law on this thing, just a reinterpretation. Now, the ATF has ruled 3 times that bump stocks are not NFA, they're not machine guns, they should not be regulated, they're perfectly legal. And now we turn around and go, okay, all you people who have them, no, you can't have them anymore. It'll be a felony if you have them anymore. What we're going to do with them, I don't know yet. Nobody knows. But for me, yes, it's certainly troubling. But, it's kind of like saying that a muffler, you should go to jail because you have a muffler for your gun if you don't have a $200 license on it, a.k.a. suppressor. It's all arbitrary. None of it makes any sense. A machine gun regulation makes no sense. None of it makes any sense because it's all, what it should be about is behavior and not gear. And we already have laws that supposedly outlaw criminal behavior, harmful behavior. So, yeah, I understand. I have no problems with bump stocks. It's not my thing. I got no problem with it. If you are not a bad person, you're not going to do anything with it. And if you are a bad person, you're going to ignore whatever the laws are and do whatever you're going to do anyway. My concern on this one, I appreciate the call, Toby, is that President Trump is going to cave on this. And, yeah, I know there's an argument to be made for there was a bill going to go through Congress, and it was going to be much worse. And they were going to say anything that makes a gun shoot faster, which would be like aftermarket triggers, would be banned. Your Timney trigger on your AR would be banned. And so, any of the triggers, I mean, even lightening a trigger, getting a trigger job might be illegal under that. And they said, well, we can't have that, so we'll give them this as a way to say we've done something. And yes, it's not good, but it's the least bad thing. I am a grown-up. I understand that. I don't like it, but I understand it. Yeah. Anyway, line 3. Lynn's with us out of Minden, Nevada. Lynn, you're on Gun Talk. Wall Street Journal, what's going on?
Wall Street Journal ran an article in its weekend section about the National Rifle Association titled NRA Awarded Business to Insiders. And they pointed out several examples that they claim they uncovered. H. Wayne Sheets, HWS Consulting, was paid $650,000 by the NRA, even though he's the executive director of the NRA Foundation. The NRA recently paid $2.6 million to McKenna and Associates, which apparently is a consultant for the NRA. The NRA just recently hired the wife of NRA executive Josh Powell.
Okay, I need a question because I'm out of time.
Oh, sure. So I just wanted to make sure you were aware of this. I wanted to refer this to you so that you could take a look at it and dig into it. It's not going to stop.
There's nothing new here. This has been going on for 30, 40 years. The NRA has always had deals with people who either were on the board or who are officers. I've seen the article. The whole Ackerman McQueen thing is one that a lot of us have been concerned about for many, many years. I think probably they're spending $40 million a year with ACMAC, their PR/P whatever it is firm. There's a lot to look at there, and I would love it if some of us could get a really good look. It's been difficult to get a good look inside of what's going on with the NRA. So while the source is not great, Mother Jones Washington Post source is not good, it may be time for us to peek behind the covers. All right, back with the 866 Talk Gun. Joe's on 4 out of Jefferson, Texas. Joe, what do you think about this idea of mine?
Well, I'm glad to hear it, but I think it's, again, kind of indicative of who's initiating the conversation. You and I have kind of had this conversation a little bit by email before, that I don't think the problem is on our side. And I don't want to get into finger pointing because there's no real benefit comes from that. But in my efforts to try to reach toward the law enforcement community and get some cooperation, I've just run into walls. They seem to have a very much an us versus them mentality. They may tolerate concealed carry holders, and some may even appreciate concealed carry holders, but I would say at least half feel that cops are the only people that are qualified to carry weapons. So, maybe we can enlist some of these law enforcement type background people that and they can reach in. I even thought about David Clark. I don't know if he would be an advocate for us. But and the other thing I thought about, Tom, is maybe, these concealed carry instructors, if they can have some sort of interaction with their local law enforcement people, and maybe even have these people, the law enforcement people, come into classes and, see if we can develop a secret handshake or something. I don't know.
Well, and a lot of church security teams, they work with their local police, and they kind of work out provisions and protocols and ways to go. It's a process. And, yes, I understand. Traditionally, a lot of police departments have an us versus them. It's a you're not a cop, we are. You don't have any idea what you're talking about. We do. We get training. We carry guns all day long. Of course, now I'm thinking, yeah, but I carry a gun all day long, too. And I probably have more training in any given year than you do. If you're not a SWAT team member, I probably undergo more gun-fighting training than the average cop does. And a lot of us do. Not all of us, but a lot of us do. But that kind of gets into the us versus them deal. What we need to do is say, okay, you guys don't want to be shooting the wrong people. Yeah, we know that. So let's figure out protocol. Let's find a way. And the way is not going to be to say, well, you guys, you concealed carry people just need to, do better. That's not good enough. What we have to do, and it's going to take law enforcement trainers, leaders, police chiefs, sheriffs, who will stand up and say, we have to change the way we think. If you go into a situation where there's been a shooting, assume that there are good guys and bad guys who have guns. It's your job to figure out who that is. Now, the flip side of that is, if you're the concealed carry holder, you have to know that there are going to be other people with guns, cops and other good guys, who may shoot you if you have a gun in the middle of the situation. So what can you do to help yourself? And there are a number of things. I mean, simple things. As soon as it's over, or even as fast as you can, get your back to a wall somewhere so nobody's coming up behind you. Get into a corner somewhere. And when you know the cops are coming, drop the gun or get it in your holster and get your hands up, that kind of thing. We talk about that. Those are things we can do. But we also have to get into the minds of police officers who are going in to say, and Chris Serino made a point to me this week. He said, look, he hates the idea that we use targets that have people holding guns, because that's training people that you see somebody with a gun, you shoot them. He said, we should not have targets where the guy's holding the gun, and that's the trigger to shoot him. I thought, well, you know what? He's got a point there. He says, I've been saying that for 10 years. Nobody listens to me. So we have some good minds starting to work on it. We're going to reach out. We're going to get some other good people involved in this. Cops, former cops, federal, state, local, and just regular civilians, anybody we can get, citizens. It doesn't matter. We're going to look for ideas from anybody. We got to do something. We also there's some products on the market we're going to be looking at. We've talked to some people about that, some things we might be able to make use of there. It's going to be a long haul, but it's definitely worthwhile. Talk about if it saves one life, we're going to be able to do that as well. Hey, 866-TALK-GUN is the magic number here. I'm Tom Gresham. It's Gun Talk. Give me a holler and give me those range reports.